Okay, so I have been meal planning forever and I just have not been able to find a meal planner that fits my needs and everything that I want. And so what did I do? I designed one. So I'm super excited to share this with you all today. This is the Dinner Done Meal Planner. I designed it in order to be able to meal plan in a way that helps you use groceries, also plan around your schedule, and plan your meal prep for the week. So those are like the three components that I always include in my meal plans. And all of the meal planners out there on the market seem to be just like very generic. There's no prompts in them. They're not really guiding you through a process that reduces waste and saves money and gets dinner on the table in a way that's right for you and your family. So the planners go on sale today, and I'll have a link down in the description box below, but I kind of just want to like walk you through what's inside the planner. There's 4 different cover options. I worked with a designer to design these covers. This one is a pink background and it's got some fun food icons on it. It's called Let's Eat. This one has some super fun rainbows on it, and I actually call this one Purple Rainbows, like a play on Purple Rain, but then my family is telling me that it's actually blue. So I don't know, I might just leave the name, we'll see. But this one is one of my favorites. And then this one is called Midnight Color, and it's a black background with some fun abstract designs on it. And then the last cover design available is All Smiles, and this one has stars and just some fun colors and smiley faces on it. All of the planners have the same contents on the inside. So when you go to the page and order, basically all you have to do is determine which cover options that you want. Everything is the same inside. So when I designed this, I really wanted it to be quality. So the covers are hard plastic laminated, as you can hear. They are waterproof, tear-proof. The reason that I wanted something sturdy, is because this meal planner includes 53 weeks in it, so it's gonna last you a whole entire year. The back cover is just white and it's got the logo down here on it, but it's the same laminated material. And then the spine is a black plastic thick coil. And the reason why I wanted that was because a lot of the meal planners that you can buy are wire bound. And sometimes if you've purchased wire bound planners before, you know that they smash easily. And especially if you like throw it in a bag or something like that, and they can get damaged, and then the pages don't flip well. So that's why I went with the plastic. And then the other great thing about these is that they lay flat. So obviously the pages go 360 degrees. You can fold it back like that. Also lays flat on a table. The inside of the planner is printed on super high quality paper. This is 32-pound weight Hammermill bright white smooth paper. It's gorgeous paper, and as long as you're writing on it with like a regular ballpoint or gel pen or something like that, it's not going to bleed through to the other side. I really wanted it to have high quality paper, so that's something that I really wanted to commit to. There's 5 sections in the planner. So the first one is assessment and resources. There is a page also that kind of walks you through how to use the planner, steps 1 through 7 with a diagram that kind of shows you how I recommend doing it. And then the thing that's really great also is that there is a quiz in the beginning. So one of the things that I also recognize about meal planning is that not everyone has the same goal. Some people want to meal plan for convenience, some people want to save time, and some people want to save money, and you or I probably might be a combination of those. And so what's great about this is you can take this quiz to find out what your dinner decision driver is, and then based on your results, there's some guidance here that kind of tells you how you might want to go about meal planning so you can have the most success at it. There's also a recommended pantry list. This is an expanded version of the pantry list that's in my cookbook, the Essential Pantry Cookbook. There's information on the cookbook down here, but I always think it's helpful, especially for people who don't cook a lot or who maybe are just like starting out on their meal planning or cooking journey. Fun fact also, this makes a great gift for Christmas, is to have this kind of list of staples to keep on hand so you can build your fridge, freezer, and pantry so that you don't have to run to the grocery store all the time. And then we get into the weekly meal planning. So like I said, there's 53 weeks, so this will last you a full year. And one page of the spread is meant to go for a whole week, 7 days. So on this side here, you have a grocery list with a dotted line, so you can cut this off if you want after you write your grocery list and take it to the grocery store. I also left all of this blank and undated because I know, obviously from experience, that there are some weeks that you're gonna skip meal planning, and so you don't have to feel guilty that you're wasting pages. You can just pick it back up when you want to. So the idea here is that these are blank, so you can label them how you want. Some people like to start meal planning with Sunday. Some people like to start Monday. Depending on what your schedule is, you might want to start on a different day. And then also, the other thing that I found with meal planners is that a lot of them will have these grids so that it's meant to have you plan like a separate breakfast, lunch, dinner for every single day. And that's just not usually how I like to plan things. Typically when I'm meal planning, I just write down like a few ideas for breakfast and lunch, and then a few ideas for like snacks and treats that I might want to make. Maybe I want to make brownies, or maybe I want to make like charcuterie boxes or hummus plates or something like that. So there's just a little bit of space down here to jot those things down. Also a space that if you want to repurpose leftovers for breakfast or lunch from dinner, you can do that as well. And then the other side of the page, this is actually the side that you start on when you want to start meal planning. So you can do this a couple different ways, but if you are looking to, use up items in your house, prevent food waste, all that good stuff, I recommend you start with the what to use up section. So in this section, you want to go through your fridge, freezer, and pantry and write down all of the items that you need to use up before they go bad. Based on that, what's your theme for the week? Do you have tight schedules? Do you have kids in sports and you're going to be eating at different times? Do you need to focus on crock pot meals? Or is it, a time where you can spend a little bit more time on dinner? You can write all that down here. And then there's also a space for inspiration. So this is something that I wanted to include because a lot of times I'll just go throughout my week and I'm thinking like, oh, I see a recipe and I really want to try that. Or, oh, I haven't made such and such in a while, I should make that. And so this is a place to kind of write that down. And then based on that, you can write your grocery list, shop for your groceries, and then there's also a prep section. So that was the thing that I really couldn't find when looking for meal planners, is like a meal planner that integrated meal planning and meal prepping into one. And you can really use this in a variety of different ways. If you wanted to, you could just plan out full meals that you want to prep, but a lot of people don't like to do that. What I recommend a lot of the times is prepping components of meals, so that if you have, a few extra hours at the start of the week, you can chop your veggies, shred your cheese, cook your rice, all that stuff. And that's where you can jot that stuff down. So let's say for proteins, you want to, marinate some chicken, make some meatballs. For grains, maybe you're going to pre-cook some rice or bake some bread or something like that. So this is that section down here. And I just think, I just think this is super helpful. I've been testing it out for a while, and so I'm happy to share it with you and have you guys try it as well. One of the things that is super interesting actually is if you look up food waste statistics, something like 30 to 40% of the groceries we buy on average go to waste. And so by being able to plan around what you have in your home is super helpful. There's also some notes sections throughout. So if you want to jot down ideas or recipes or something like that, you can do that. And then next after the weekly meal planning section is a go-to meals section. So this is where you can write down some of your family's go-to breakfast, lunches, and dinners. And I really, really recommend that you do this because when you are like very mentally taxed and you don't have a lot of capacity to meal plan, you can just flip to these pages. You have your family's favorites. Maybe you want to focus on quick meals or budget meals for when your grocery budget's tight, and then you can just kind of pick and choose off of that for the weeks when you're really like mentally done. And then I also included some of my favorite kind of quick and pantry recipes. So there's a recipe in here for Korean style beef tacos, beans and rice, cheesy chicken and broccoli bake, and then my goulash recipe as well. Okay, also important to have in a meal planner is get-togethers. So this is actually a section that has been included in some meal planners that I've purchased, and I found it super helpful. However, I redesigned mine a little bit. One of the things I think about get-togethers is that the side dishes tend to be like the heaviest amount. Like think about, we just had Thanksgiving, for example. I mean, obviously you have the turkey and maybe ham or something like that, but the side dishes are what's gonna take up most of your meal plan. And so there's a smaller section up here for appetizers, smaller section for the main course, big section for sides, desserts, drinks, and then also supplies. This is one thing that I wanted to include also, because I think a lot of times when you're planning a get-together, those are the things that you might want to purchase, like paper plates, you know, paper cups, napkins, plastic silverware, things like that. So you can jot those down here. You can put whatever event you're hosting here, and then your grocery list. Okay, and then the last section, we just have some final thoughts. So I included just kind of some encouragement and tips here for meal planning, a link to my YouTube channel, and then obviously some extra notes section in the back in case you wanted to use those. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this meal planner. I'm really excited to get them shipped out and into your hands. And as you're using them, I want you to tag me on Instagram. You can just follow me at Jen Chapin over on Instagram. I want to see what you're planning for the week. I want to see how you're using this. I want to see how it's saving you money, helping you waste less groceries. And obviously, as I continue to film videos here on my channel, and meal plan and meal prep, I will be showing you how I use this meal planner as well. So super exciting day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always for supporting me. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoy your dinner done meal planners.